We'll do it live.
What do you mean we're live?
There's no words on it.
All right, so we're
Hopefully it
live.
works really well this time.
So, yes, they said they can hear words. So,
Oh my God, words.
Words are good. I like words. What, living echoes? Or?
Still living.
are we going to do an introduction? Just gonna ask questions. I have a rolling now.
We can.
No. Welcome to the Oddpod, everybody.
Welcome.
Go on. You. Yeah.
All right, I got this. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Oddpod. Zetamite here. Funky's here. Bradley's here. Hawk's here. Vader's here. And Milk's here.
I think
Milk goes last.
we've got a full team, so
Yeah.
that's cool.
Boop, boop.
Movies, cinemas,
I can't believe you forgot.
Actors, Hollywood,
experiences.
Raw.
all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next topic?
That's it. So we're done for the week. Okay, see everyone next week. Bye.
Popcorn is delicious. What is it, $15?
The prices are too damn high.
Well,
Yeah.
I think, I mean, this is kind of, I've got the same opinion on this as I do, like, sports entertainers. The reason that the prices, you know, for, like, sports venues and movies, as we're discussing right now, is so damn high, it's too damn high, is because there's people who are willing to pay it. I mean, you know, you've got, like, I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but it kind of relates to it. You know, you've got, like, these sports personalities and stuff who get paid insane amounts of money, and the only reason they do that is because the demand is there. So you've got these actors earning, you know, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars a year, but it's only because people, and I don't go to the cinema, I haven't been for years. I think the last movie I saw in the cinema was Hancock. No, not quite that old. So yeah, I mean, it's the people who go to the cinema regularly, who rent all the movies, who, you know, do this kind of Netflix and Love Film and that type of subscription thing. It's, you know, it's those people that are, you know, inflating the prices. You know, if there's no demand, the price goes down. If there's demand, the price goes up. It's, you know, simple economics.
And all but before.
I don't know, and I also don't care.
I didn't think I've earned that much.
Dude. You could live,
Sorry, Vader, you go ahead.
you could live a really good life with like 10 million, and you could divide it by like, what, 100 years, and you'll be going 100,000 a year. Done.
Donut brought up something which I definitely want to talk about at some point during this podcast, which is popcorn. So remind me about that. And movie, like concession stands in general.
Well, why don't we do that now?
Okay, let's do that now then. I mean, the only thing I wanted to kind of say about it is, I love popcorn. Like I don't like toffee popcorn. I don't like butter popcorn. I like sweet popcorn. You know, with I don't really know how they make it. I think it's just like a bit of sprinkling of sugar or something. I don't really know.
Crack. It's crack.
I don't like plain popcorn either. That tastes like crap. No. But in the cinemas around here, I mean, you know, you'll pay, I mean, it's been a while since I've gone, so don't quote me on these prices, but you'll pay, you know, maybe £5 or £6 for a cinema ticket. And that's in, you know, like maybe a 3D movie or whatever. And then for an average size popcorn, I mean, I don't know how it's measured in the States. I mean, we just have sizes, small, medium, large, whatever. But it's it's a pretty average size, about as much as you'd get in like a microwave, home microwave popcorn thing, and it's like the same price as the damn ticket. And then, like, say you want a Coke or something, or a Sprite or something to go with it. Again, it's like £4 or £5 for this, what is essentially like 50 pence or a pound's worth of pop. And I just, there's such a rip-off. And there are movies, cinemas over here at least, that don't allow you to take your own food in. But then the whole thing kind of perplexes me in the sense that the movie's like, what, 2.5 hours, if that? So why do people feel the need to have full-blown meals while they're watching a movie? You've got your nachos, your hot dogs, your popcorn.
That's Bible.
You've got like a gallon of soda pop or whatever. You're there for 2 hours, people. Come on. You don't really need that kind of, that dining experience in the cinema. And I'm pretty sure that majority of the people, I hope anyway, that are sitting behind you, in front of you, and next to you, don't really want to hear you, devouring that kind of stuff. I personally don't. But I do love popcorn. Popcorn rules.
What about, you didn't mention salted popcorn?
Yeah, sorry, that was it. I'm not plain popcorn. I hate salted popcorn because it just tastes like cardboard to me. Like, have you ever had those, there's crisps, as we call it. They're not really crisps. Snacker Jacks?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
They're a UK thing. I don't know if you have them in America. You probably have something similar. But they're like a stale popcorn potato chip, but they're made of, like, wheat, like popcorn, and they taste like shit.
Oh, they look like popcorn too?
Yeah, kind of. They look like baby kind of like biscuit things.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I have zero clue because it sounds like straight up jibber jabber.
Yeah, they're called Snacker Jacks. They're weird as shit, but they're just like stale popcorn with a bit of flavoring on them. But sweet popcorn, not the butter. I don't like butter popcorn or toffee popcorn, but sweet popcorn I love. And actually, I went out today to the supermarket and I bought some microwavable stuff. So I should be munching that right now, shouldn't I? But I wasn't prepared.
Stale.
I don't really like any stale food if I'm, if we're going there. But can you name me one stale food you do like, Mark?
Bradley likes
What?
pizza.
Week 5 days old.
When lettuce goes off, it goes all slimy
Ooh.
and black. That's just wrong, Mark. You're weird.
Let me tell you something that recently has gotten me mad is it's theaters that we used to go to. You get like these combos, and you can get these nice combos of drinks and snacks, and what they did? They stopped giving refills.
That like refill over in the UK, that's just such an alien concept to us. I mean, over here, like a Coke is all. I mean, you guys know how much our fuel costs. It's like $10 a gallon, roughly, give or take.
How much you
And
pay for Coke? $10 a gallon?
pretty much, yeah. Our Coke
$10
costs
a
about the
gallon.
same price as our fuel. Like I've got a 2-liter bottle sitting next to me here, and that's it's not even half a gallon. It's like a third of a gallon. For all you American people, I don't know what it is in ounces, and that was £2. So that's like $3.20 for 2 liters. So it's almost as much as our fuel. So it's almost $10 a gallon, pretty much. It's about $8 a gallon. And a refill, like, I mean, I've been to the States a few times on holiday, and the refill thing, that's amazing to us, or at least it is to me and my family, because it's just so weird. I mean, have you ever been anywhere in the UK, Hock, that gives you free refills?
Wow. Only a few places give free refills.
But they're not really free over here when
Yeah.
you get them, though. Like a normal drink might be like £1, or then you'd pay like £5 for an unlimited one. So it's not really free refills. It's based on the principle, like a buffet, that you're gonna drink less than 5, for example, if it were £5. Nando's do free refills. Do they, one, Doc? I mean, bear in mind, I don't go out very often. I'm not allowed out very often. And I do live in a small town in Wales, so Nando's, I've never even seen a Nando's, let alone been to one.
What do you mean you're not allowed out very often?
No,
Training
it was a joke. It was a joke.
House arrest.
Do your handlers not like it when you go off on your own?
I'm not a crazy. Oh, my MI6 handlers.
Yeah.
Yep.
They just need prior notification.
So,
Lollipop.
popcorn is overrated in movie
delicious.
theaters for the fact of pricing only, because movie theater popcorn usually turns out to be stale unless you
man.
make them give you fresh stuff.
I freaking love movie popcorn.
But I don't have the issue of having to pay for movies or popcorn or anything because I collect air miles and then cash my air miles in for free movies,
Yep.
which also gives me free snacks. So screw you, cinemas.
There's a mobile phone provider or a cell phone provider over here called Orange, and for quite a long time now they've been doing like a promotional deal every Wednesday, where if you send off a text message, you can have 2 for 1, so that's pretty decent. But
2 for 1
But you have text?
2 for
That's
1 cinema tickets, Bradley.
No, I think the text is free. So
Yeah, it doesn't cost you anything. It's just you just have to be an Orange customer, and you
Here in
show-
Canada, you
Canada.
can go to the movies on Tuesday, 2 for 1, and you don't have to send off a text.
In America, we sneak into the theater and no one notices, and because no one cares.
In America?
America.
America!
Fuck yeah.
I remember
Oh,
talking about cinemas. I remember I was 14 and I went to Swansea, which is a town about 20 miles away, or cities rather, about 20 miles away from me. It was the closest cinema at the time. And we went to watch a movie. There was, I don't know, like 5 or 6 of us. We were 14/15 years old. And there was nothing we wanted to see that we could get into because we were kids. So I can't remember what movie we paid to get into, but I remember about 10 minutes into the movie starting, 6 of us getting out of our chairs, sneaking out of the door, across the corridor into the adjacent cinema to watch Seven, and that was brilliant. It's a cool movie.
what kind of movie is Seven?
It's a thriller with
It's
lots
a
of...
psychological horror thriller.
Yeah, it's if
So
you
you-
haven't seen that, Hawk, you should check that out. It's cool.
You should watch it in the middle of the night when you're all alone in the call with us. And we
I'm
can
really
just
not a big
crap
fan of
pants.
horror movies.
It's not ghosts or nothing. It's a thriller. It's about a serial killer.
Speaking of horror movies, Insidious.
Boo.
I liked the movie. Like it was, to me, it was just a bunch of cheap scares, which are cool. Don't get me wrong, I like them. Like I love watching movies like Paranormal Activity and stuff. You know, I know they're cheap, they're low budget productions, but I do like cheap scares. You know, just something pops out at you, and that scene where you know, that guy, they're sitting around a table, and then it cuts to, I don't know if it's the guy or the girl, but then that like red-faced demon's behind. That's pretty damn cool.
I like that whole scene with the story, and then it shows the shadowy figure with the jagged finger pointing at the boy, saying, "I let him."
But the only thing that kind of ruins that particular scene for me is that, and I'm getting images of it up now just so I can kind of compare them, is that scene just when it flashes to the guy and you see that demon behind me. When I look at the face, all I see is another actor, and I'm trying to get his name. I'm sure he was in one of the Mission Impossible movies. Not
Tobey
Tom
Maguire.
Cruise. Tobey Maguire? He's Spider-Man, wasn't he?
Red Demon.
I don't remember what his name is. If I think of it, I'll link the pictures, but I don't remember right now. I've recently seen Avengers. I haven't. I didn't go to the cinemas to see it. It was okay. It's just another Marvel movie, wasn't it?
Wait. You didn't go and watch it in the theaters?
No.
You make me absolutely sick.
I see. I don't buy into this whole argument of people saying, "Oh, you didn't think that movie was good? Oh, it's because you didn't see it in a cinema." And that's bullshit.
That's not why That's the kind of movie you have to go see in the
Why?
theaters.
Why can I not experience the same thing in my home? Why
Because
exactly?
your home screen is too small.
No, it's not. In
yeah.
fact, my home screen, relative to the distance I sit from my screen, is bigger than a cinema.
What?
I've got a
No, it's not.
120-inch projector.
What?
And I don't buy that whole argument.
But wasn't it a grainy chem?
Yeah, that was a shit quality, and that's
Yeah,
kind
see,
of why
that's
I'm
why.
reserving judgment until I see a decent quality version of it. I'm not.
The offer's on the table, Funky. I got movie ticket for you. You just have to make it here.
And like I say, I'm not saying it was a bad movie. I enjoyed it. I liked watching it. Bearing in mind the quality wasn't the best, but it didn't. I didn't think it was exceptional, or it didn't really stand out. I enjoyed it though. I wouldn't be leaving the cinema going, "Wow, that was amazing," because it wasn't. It was just another Marvel action movie.
What movies have you seen that you might go to the cinema for, or you would?
Oh god, that's a difficult one. I mean, I don't. Do you know what makes me go? This is going to sound so weird, but like whenever somebody says, "Oh, we're going to the cinema," I don't think, "Great, I can't wait to see that movie." I think, "Great, I want some popcorn." That's stupid. That's what I associate the cinemas with because I love popcorn so much. There's nothing. There's no film that really makes me wish that I'd seen that in the cinema. But if you're asking what type of movies I generally like, I mean, I'm quite a big movie fan. Have been for years. When DVD first came out, I remember it was a brand new format, and I think it was 1998. Is 96, 97, 98. And I went to Florida with my parents, and I bought my first ever DVD ROM drive.
Ooh.
And sorry.
No, sounds old.
Yeah, it was. I mean, like they were pretty much brand new on the market. I bought it in like some computer store in America. I didn't even know what the hell a region thing was because obviously I didn't realize till I got home that I couldn't play, UK movies on it because it was a Region 2 player, Region 1 player, sorry. I spent as soon as I bought that DVD player, though, I was absolutely hooked, and I started collecting loads and loads of DVDs. Just anything really. If it interested me, I bought it. And at the time when the DVDs came out, I mean, now you can get them in like Tesco or Asda or whatever for like what, £8, £9, £10 maybe for a movie. And at the time, I was paying like £30 each for these DVDs because they were a brand new format. And to be honest with you, most of the early ones, they were no better quality than VHS tapes. They were just upscaled, basically. They weren't actually filmed in, DVD quality. And yeah, so I ended up with like about 1,000 DVDs.
Wow.
And after, like, it got kind of silly. I got to the stage, I live in a small house. It got to the stage where I didn't have room to keep these tidy. So I got rid of them all. I sold them all. And it was at that point then that I switched to storing them digitally on my computer, which is where my massive, like 7.5 terabyte RAID array came from. Mm-hmm. No, not porn. And, I've got, I think, let me tell you, I've got about 230 HD movies on there, like 1080p movies. And I've got 508 DVD quality movies, which is nothing compared to what I had. But, some of them I just figured they weren't worth getting. And at the time, these aren't downloaded. You've got to realize that at the time when I went through this process, my internet still sucks. But at the time, I didn't even have broadband. I was still on dial-up. So I went through the process of converting these from DVD format to DivX to store on my PC. And it took hundreds and hundreds of hours, which is why I don't have all of them on here, because some of them I thought, you know what, I'm never going to watch that again. I'm not even going to convert it. But after like after that, I really got into TV shows. And I've got ridiculous amounts of TV shows stored on my computer as well.
What's your favorite series then, at the moment?
At the moment, does it have to be currently running?
Well,
No.
whatever.
I'm a big sci-fi fan.
Me too.
Probably one of my favorites. Well, there's two types of shows I really enjoy at the moment, and that's sci-fi and period. Period stuff like set in olden times. I can't explain it.
Oh, period.
I think I get what you mean.
So I'd probably say one of them. I don't think I could pin it down to one, but one of my favorite ones I really loved, and it made me sad when it cancelled it or it finished it. Battlestar Galactica. Now, not the original series. That was shit. So I'm probably gonna get some hate from that, but more so the newest series. I really enjoyed that. But as far as the period stuff's concerned, I like stuff like Hornblower, Sharp. It's just that time in history. You know, it's like the 1700s, 1800s. They're both based around like the Napoleonic Wars, the 100-Year Wars and stuff. And Hornblower is about a guy in... And actually, for some of you that don't know this, Hornblower, the main star of Hornblower, he's in the British Navy, and it's actually Johan Griffith, who's not only Welsh, but he's Mr. Fantastic in the Fantastic Four, for all you Americans, if you're wondering who he is.
What's his name?
Johan Griffith.
Mm-hmm.
What?
It's Welsh. And Sharp is Sean Bean. And he plays, again, during the same time period, but he's not a sailor. He's, an army officer. So it's like land and sea kind of approach to those periods. And Sean Bean, he's been in a lot of stuff. He's been in, like, Mission Impossible and a bunch of other stuff. You can look at him on IMDb. He didn't die in Sharp, Lawseeker. So there's one he didn't die in, but that was more of a TV series, not a movie, so...
I still like the name Hornblower. It's kind of funny.
Does anybody else want to say something? I feel like I've been rattling on.
No, you just ramble.
I could ramble, but I just don't want to feel like, I'm not letting anybody else speak, because that would suck.
I was going to say something, but we need a little bit of an interlude first, because your constant talking will make what I have to say not very relevant.
Okay.
What?
So, yeah.
So, who has a favorite movie of all time? And what is it?
Oh, God, that's a hard one. I honestly don't know if I could choose one.
Choose three, then.
I don't even know if I could choose three.
Let's pick a movie between the major ones.
So I'm not like you guys, judging by what you've said already, like Avengers was amazing and stuff. You're going to say stuff like that, and that's just not going to be anywhere near what I'm going to say.
Well, I've actually seen Avengers, so I don't know.
No, I know, but that's the point. I suppose my favorite type of films are films that, when you get to the end and you're like, what the hell just happened?
You mean like Next? That sucked.
Next? No.
So have you seen The Matrix, then?
Yeah, I'm not talking Matrix either. I suppose it wasn't the best film, and it was a remake of a Spanish film, and unfortunately it does have Tom Cruise in it. But I suppose if the type of film I'm talking about is Vanilla Skies. Has anybody seen that?
No.
No, I've heard about it.
There was this one movie I saw. I can't remember what the name of it was. It was weird because it started from the beginning and then it went to someone else's point of view, then went to someone else's point of view, and it was pretty much someone was on drugs the whole entire time.
Somebody time out Nova. He just said Twilight.
We can't because Milk never
I'm
offed
joking.
anybody.
I can and huh? I'm kidding.
Well, if we're going to talk all-time favorite movies for a style, I pick comedy. Hands down.
Can you give us any specifics?
I can give you many specifics.
Let's have three.
3 comedy movies of all time. Let's see. One of them would have to be Caddyshack.
That's a good one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that.
I would also have to go with what is it? I think I consider Ghostbusters to be a comedy. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Because it's full of
comedy.
comedians.
Pillsbury Doughboy and all that.
And then a third comedy. Billy Madison still has a special place in my heart.
I recognize the name. I'm trying to place the film.
Adam Sandler. It's one of the Sandler movies.
Okay. I don't dislike him. Actually, just recently I watched Waterboy.
Oh yes. Yeah.
The only thing I'd say about Adam Sandler in his movies is that they tend to be quite similar. His kind of roles in them to a degree. He's not very versatile with his characters. But they're fun. They're cool. I enjoyed them. Oh, that's one thing wanted to say as well. As far as genres of films are concerned, I like the ones that kind of mess with your mind, but I also have huge, I don't know what you'd call it. I really love old Chinese. No. Old Chinese movies, old Chinese kung fu movies.
Bruce Lee,
those are good.
Older than that, Bradley, I'd say, to be honest. Really awful ones where they're flying through the sky and you can see the wires and everything, you know?
Oh.
That I love.
Like Power Rangers is now.
Oh my god.
I couldn't comment on that.
The Shaolin Monk type of movies?
Yeah, exactly. I'm looking at my collection of movies here now, and I've got... try and find a few crazy names. I can't even find them here now. But yeah, you know the type. The really crazy ones like you said, Shaolin Temple, Shaolin Monk, Fist of Legend, stuff like that. Really crazy stuff. Although there's a couple of exceptions. Have you guys ever heard of Ong Bak?
No.
The Thai Warrior?
Yeah, it's Taiwanese, so those are an exception. They're not Chinese, but those are cool too.
The first On Back was really good. The ones that followed it weren't very good at all, in my opinion.
Keeper just brought up a film called Freddy Got Fingered. I can't stand that. I can't stand that guy. What's that guy's name? Isn't that the guy who invented planking? I've forgotten his name now.
Tom Green?
Yeah, that guy's just ridiculous, man. And his movies are ridiculous. What's the scene with the horse, man? It's just too much. Did you guys? Was it a cow or a horse? I don't know. He was jacking it off, basically.
He was manually masturbating the horse for work.
Yes. That's it. Tom Green, though, no. I don't care for him.
What about Seth Green?
Seth Green, I like him because I like Family Guy, so he can live.
Well, he just does a voice.
Yeah, I mean, his roles in Austin Powers, I thought he did a good job.
Yeah.
And I guess his Adult Swim is alright. I mean, he's got some sense of humor.
It's a channel I don't get, a station, so I couldn't comment
Robot
on.
Chicken.
Yeah.
What about earliest movie memory, movie theater experience?
Wow. Actually, I know this one. Shit, what movie was it though? I want to say that it was actually the earliest thing I can remember. At least I'm sure I'd been a lot before this, but we went to. It was actually a competition. We won tickets through. It's like a TV show, like a BBC Kids TV show, and it was for the movie. I want to say Jurassic Park, but I can't be sure about that. So how long ago was Jurassic Park?
Jurassic Park was 80, 90 something, 93.
93, so I was
93, 94.
Yeah, so I was 12, so that sounds about right. So I think we went to a TV show. It wasn't just us, they were doing it all over the country. like in different areas, and me and my sister went, and yeah, Jurassic Park's probably the first one I remember seeing in the cinema, and Dark Queen's happy about that because it's dinosaurs.
I didn't know you had a sister.
Yes, I do. She's 2 years older than me.
And you have to stay away from her, Bradley. She's not for you.
She's a phlebotomist,
Go on.
which is basically it sounds a lot more glamorous than it is. She works in a hospital. She basically takes blood samples, urine samples,
Okay, you lost.
poop samples, and she analyzes them. I guess I think that's my understanding of it anyway. Hey, Forrest. Forrest says, "Ooh, somebody's got to do it."
Anyone else?
No, I don't have a sister.
All right, moving on from Bradley. Anyone else?
Whose voice haven't I heard enough?
Hawk
Mel.
has
What was
been
it?
so
talking
quiet.
about.
And
I have
milk.
spoken.
Mel's very quiet though. What's going on with Mel?
Melt's audio took a poop, and Hawk's been not talking again. So Hawk, you have to talk 30 minutes after I finish.
I think you're not listening.
Yeah, he's been talking. He's been talking, to be fair. A lot more than he did last week, anyway.
Does
Oh,
anyone
What was
else
the question again? I'm paying
earliest
attention to the
movie
football.
experience, like the first one you can remember seeing in the theater?
The earliest one would have to be Shrek.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
I remember being really excited to see it. And after it was finished, I came out of the doors and did a cartwheel and fell over.
I've got mixed feelings about that film. I love it, but at the time, like it came out like a year or two later, I had a girlfriend. She was actually American, actually. She was from Indianapolis, and she loved the shit out of that movie, and she made me watch it pretty much every day.
Yeah.
And I've got a bit of a sour taste in my mouth after that.
I'll say that.
Plus, she was a bitch, so.
Well, I mean, it started. I mean, I'd say that the Shrek series and the movies were really good, and then towards the end, it kind of started to fade away. But I'd say it was pretty good.
Vader, do you have an earliest movie experience?
I don't have a long-term memory. I will say that one of the first was Space Cowboys. You know, I don't know if you guys have seen it.
I've seen it. Isn't that
Clint Eastwood is in it.
Yeah,
with,
yeah.
Donald Sutherland, Tommy Lee Jones, and they're the cowboys, the old men that were hired to go into space.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like an impossible task, but it was funny, but it was a good movie, you know. I don't even remember much of it besides it was just a gentleman, my family going out that day.
Now I get to play my age card. The first movie I remember seeing in theaters is a little flick called Star Wars: Return of the Jedi.
What's that about? Was that made after the Phantom Menace?
No, that's from 1983, sir.
I'm winding you up.
No, that's the first movie I can remember going to.
You're about to give me a
Do you want to
10.
get a guest in here?
Yeah, we can. I just want to admit one more guilty pleasure before we maybe open the floor up, so to speak. Musicals.
Boo.
It's a guilty pleasure of mine.
What kind of musical though? Like the really gay ones, or
like off the top of my head, Rent, Sweeney Todd. I don't know if you class these as really gay ones.
See, it's 50-50 because you start with Rent, which is terrible. Then you go to Sweeney Todd.
Hey man. Rent focuses on some important topics. I'll have you know.
It does not.
It does. It's all about AIDS and.
It's all about paying the rent, man.
Yeah, so I've got a bit of a guilty pleasure for that kind of stuff too. Well, I think one of the movies that I remember, just before we say, I know, I'm sorry if I'm rambling. If I'm talking too much, guys, just tell me to shut the hell up, and I will. It was a fellow Canadian, and I say fellow to you guys, Oh shit, Mike Myers. So I Married an Axe Murderer. It's one of my favorite films when I was like a kid. I think my favorite scene was when he was in like that jazz club with like that 8 or 9 beat poem thing he did, but I don't know why that just popped into my head. But yeah, should we get somebody in?
Yep, can do. Here we are.
The King and I.
Our guest has arrived.
I've heard of that, but I have not watched it.
We have
Mr.
a
Law
guest.
Seeker. We have Mr. Law Seeker on.
And there is one more person.
Rah.
Do-do-do.
You guys are echoing like crazy.
Whoa.
Any comments on what we've been saying, Law?
Jurassic Park is the best movie ever. Jurassic
Aren't you surprised he had a sister?
That's
I was
like my
surprised.
favorite movie of all
What's the
time.
first thing about it?
You can prevent echo by muting the stream.
I did mute the stream. I figured that one out.
What about you then? Do you have like a favorite genre or movie experience you want to share, Law?
Let's see. My favorite movie genre has to be... I like mystery adventure.
Can you give me an example?
Let me see. It's also my favorite reading genre. Things that
Hump in the night?
relate to history, like, it is a bad example, but that Dan Brown book, Angels and Demons.
Yes. Okay. Like Da Vinci Code, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
It's a
Cool.
good book.
I like that stuff too. I enjoyed the movies.
Those two were good. They got a lot of criticism, and
They got criticism from, without going on to a completely different topic, religious people.
Religious people hate it when you talk about religious people in the films.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I thought, looking at it as a movie or a book, depending which way you want to do it, it was entertaining, and that's all I'm looking for at the end of the day when it comes to, watching a movie. Plus, it was interesting to boot. Whether or not it was true is, another thing. I doubt the facts would really stand up in court or anything, but it was a really good movie. I enjoyed it.
Wait,
That
what
genre
movie?
is kind of a double-edged sword, though.
What do you mean?
It also includes it's the same genre that includes Nick Cage's, it's a National Treasure.
yeah.
Yeah, I love those movies for, I think, the same reasons. I used to be like a huge Nick Cage fan. This is yeah, I know. It's I don't feel that way anymore. But like Con Air, The Rock, I love those.
Oh,
movies.
I love Con Air.
Yeah, Con Air's a classic. But like then he came out with all that shit like Next and
I like The Rock. Yeah.
Ghost Rider, and yeah.
I
So
thought Ghost
he's not-
Rider was good.
it's not a bad movie. I'm not saying that they're bad, Bradley. I'm just saying, it's a fine movie to sit down, watch. It's a no-brainer. You don't have to think about it, and it's entertaining. I don't, there's a place for those movies, and I enjoy them. But I wouldn't say like, they'd be on like a top they wouldn't be on a top 100 of mine for sure.
Yeah, I understand that, yeah.
I'm reading the comments, and everyone's commenting on how The Knowing was a terrible movie. I don't know. I thought it was at least mildly entertaining.
It was
The
alright.
world ends, and the aliens are giant Swedes.
I saw his most recent one as well, Season of the Witch. That was pretty bad too.
Oh, yeah.
I have to agree with
Oh.
Donut, though. The Wicker Man is like the worst movie of all time.
Did you guys see where he was in Drive Angry?
Yeah, that was mildly entertaining, and the girl was hot, so...
Yeah, she was, but it made absolutely no sense. Well, it was good, I can give it that, but...
Yeah, it starts off with like a guy just driving around, and then at the end you learn that he's like an escaped soul from hell, and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, it was just one of those movies like, okay, so...
No, that's legit. That makes sense.
It's like, anything unexplained? Oh yeah, he's from hell. It's fine.
He's just
Oh,
going back, it'll be
perfect.
cool.
Another type of you guys. I mean, Hawk might be familiar with some of them, but I mean, you all. I'm sure you've heard of Guy Ritchie. He was married to Madonna. I think they're divorced now. He's like a British filmmaker, director.
Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels.
Yeah, I love those type of films. Snatch, Lock, Stock. Snatch had Brad Pitt, of course, so you might be a bit more familiar with that. But Snatch, Lock, Stock, and there's a couple of others like Layer Cake as well, which had Daniel Craig in. Those type of movies I find are cool. So that is
On the topic of Daniel Craig, he's ruined James Bond for me.
Really?
Ruined him how?
He's not a brunette.
Who's your favourite James Bond then?
Well, I grew up in the Brosnan era, but I wouldn't necessarily say he's my favorite. Phoenix religiously loves Sean Connery.
No. Sean Connery.
Do that again, Vader.
Sean Connery.
Brilliant.
Your mother's a whore.
I grew up kind of the same period, you know, with Pierce Brosnan as Bond, or portraying Bond. But whenever I think of James Bond, I do think of Sean Connery before Pierce Brosnan for some reason. The movies used to scare the shit out of me though, because like that Jaws guy with the huge golden teeth, man, he was scary when I was a kid.
Dude, I like the guy with the top hat that can just chuck and kill me once.
Yeah, Odd Job. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was so weird. It's like,
That was
I'll throw
awesome.
my hat at you. What?
That doesn't scare me. Fluke. Dead.
I think the market right now, though, is being flooded by... and I think, as much as I like the original movie, you know, I was a kid at the time, it was entertaining, it was fun, and it was kind of iconic, and it still is. I think the market's being flooded by certain types of movies right now, and I blame this one film for it, American Pie. I'm sick of seeing all these National Lampoons, like, stoned-aged. I love the originals, like, you know, with Chevy Chase, those were brilliant. European Vacation, Christmas Vacation, etc. Those are awesome films. But, like, the shit that came after American Pie. Why is the call gone so quiet?
I don't know.
Zito muted
Everyone's
his mic.
muted. or
Oh,
something.
okay. I thought I dropped the call or something. But yeah, the crap that came after it made me sad. Like, I don't know. I can't. There's too many to name. Actually, I'm just kind of scanning through my movies here now, and it reminded me of another one which my father put me onto. It was. I'm sure it came out like late 80s, maybe early 90s. Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh, yeah.
That's such a good movie.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, it's a comedy. Check it out.
Old comedies are definitely better than the more modern pieces.
I think if we're going to go to, speaking of movies, we have to mention all the Kevin Smith films.
Yes, I'm a big fan. Probably a lot of people haven't seen like Chasing Amy.
No. We start with Clerks, sir. We start right at
Clerks
Clerks.
is awesome as well. Don't get me wrong, but
And I'm talking like all of them. I'm even big on Jersey Girl and Cop Out, both movies that were hated.
yeah, I didn't dislike it.
Have you seen Red State, Funky? That movie's right up your alley.
No, I have not.
It's a movie about religious fanatics.
I think that it might just make me angry.
No, maybe. It's really good. It's his first attempt at writing a horror movie.
Okay, I'll check it out. Yeah, Chasing Amy is a really good movie. For those who don't know anything about it, from what I remember, it's been a while since I've seen it, but it's about Ben Affleck, I think, who falls in love with a girl who's actually a lesbian, and he kind of goes after her, even though she's a lesbian. I think they do hook up for a brief period, but
They do.
separate. But that's a really cool movie as well.
As well as Mallrats. It's a very, very good one as well.
Yeah, what was the religious one he did?
Red State.
No.
Dogma.
Dogma, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like Dogma.
Mm-hmm.
And then those of you who've seen
Jason
Clerks
Mewes
must have
is-
seen Clerks. too.
Yeah, Jason Mewes is messed up though. He's always on drugs, man.
No, he's clean now. He's been clean for almost 2 years.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Bam, college on.
I've been waiting for something to say. My genre is military movies.
Yeah, there's
So-
some good ones.
Kelly's Heroes. That's a kind of comedy movie with, oh man, I can't even remember the actors. I think there's Donald Sutherland in it and all that. And there's a lot of comedy movies related to it. So you got Down Periscope. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Down Periscope's hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny.
Oh yeah. Under Siege with Steven Seagal.
It's a
That's probably one of my favorites. And Doctor Strangelove, probably one of the classic movies from the past. I don't think many people have seen that. That's from like the 50s.
It's quite funny because when you mention kind of like military movies, I think majority of people instantly turn to stuff like Saving Private Ryan and stuff like that.
Thin Red Line, yeah.
Yeah.
Peter Sellers was a classic movie maker.
Well, if we're going to talk military movies, there's that Chuck Norris franchise he had going.
He's going to kick your ass.
The Delta Force.
Yeah, that's right.
Does anybody about the same period as kind of like Chuck Norris? And I think they did a few movies together. Like I was into martial arts movies at a young age anyway, even before I got into all the Chinese crazy stuff. But does anybody remember an actor called Cynthia Rothrock?
Sort of.
I guess not. She did martial arts movies. I think she did a couple with Chuck Norris as well. The other, I just remembered as well, the other type of genre that I like are really elaborate, how can I say, like, thefts and stuff, like where you've got like maybe a bank heist or something, and they've
Like
developed this.
Swordfish?
Yeah,
Like the Oceans series?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, like those. I love those type of stuff as well. And like the bank job. I don't know if you've seen that one. I like that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, there is a whole bunch. The Italian Job.
Oh, yeah.
Reservoir Dogs. Die Hard.
I love me some Die Hard movies.
Yeah, Die Hard's cool. Oh, Alan Rickman. I can't help but laugh at him every time I hear his voice though. It's the same voice in every movie. Like when he's, the evil German person in Die Hard, or whether he's the messenger for God in Dogma, or whether he's like a publisher in Love Actually. He's the same. It's the same guy.
You
But
forgot Professor Snape.
And Professor Snape, yeah, how could I forget the Harry Potter series, which is another one of my guilty pleasures. I do like Harry Potter, even though I'm 30 years old.
He's become an actor that's well known for that voice, though.
Yeah.
And that's why he gets roles, because they want that voice.
Yeah, he tends to play like the evil type of characters, and I think it's because of the accent. What's more evil than a British accent? And it's kind of deep and kind of monotone as well.
Actually, while we're talking about movies, and I'm talking to you British people, I have to say that I can't think of a movie that had someone with the Sir or Dame title in it that I didn't like.
Yeah, because they tend to get those titles because of their, performances and contributions to the arts. Generally, not always the case, but like Sir Anthony Hopkins, he got his knighthood for his contribution to performing arts. So they don't tend to. Okay, he could have got it for something completely random like charity work or something, but generally they're given those titles for their movie work or TV work or whatever. Does Phoenix want to come in, or? Oh, she hasn't got a mic. Okay.
Now, I've noticed we haven't mentioned the Lethal Weapon series yet. All the with what's his why can't I remember his name now? Mel Gibson, Danny Glover.
Yeah.
You must have seen the Lethal Weapon series.
Wasn't the spoof series Naked Gun kind of loosely based on that?
No. No, Naked Gun is based on those, like, police shows.
Oh, okay. Just reminded me of another spoof with Charlie Sheen in it. What the hell was that called?
Hot Shots?
Hot Shots, yeah. And
Oh,
Hot
God. If you've seen Hot Shots, then you've seen, some of the craziest random stuff out there, okay? It was a good movie, and then they had the sequel to it. Oh, my God. It was like the parody of Top Gun, pretty much. And, like, you had Airplane included in that, too. I'm pretty sure everybody's seen Airplane.
Yeah, Leslie Nielsen.
That was a good movie.
Good actor.
I've been wondering about, have people seen Jackie Chan and some of his movies like Rush Hour
Yeah.
or Shanghai Nights?
Yeah.
Although I think I prefer Jackie Chan movies before he started making them in America.
I love.
Yeah.
Well, like Police Story and stuff.
Yeah, like his old Hong Kong
Yeah.
type.
Low-budget Chinese movies, which is kind of
Got it.
right up my alley.
Got it. Jackie Chan movies are good, period. I love them all.
Tuxedo, Phoenix.
Oh.
I beg to differ.
What about The Dark Knight? Just
That was pretty good.
Tito's Batman.
Batman. Now we have to talk about Batman and all the different Batman
Have you seen
series.
my Batman?
There was the original Batman with Adam West,
I love watching those.
and that Batman movie from '68 is absolutely hilarious. And then we jump up to the Michael Keaton Batman, who is a very, very good Batman. We can't deny that or take that away from him. But then we move on to that George Clooney Batman.
Yeah.
And then wasn't there also a Val Kilmer Batman?
Oh, that's
No, he was Robin. Val Kilmer was. Wasn't he?
There was no, he was a Batman. Val Kilmer was a Batman too. And those were just atrocious abortions of the Batman movie series.
Yeah.
And then we move on to the Dark Knight series.
Didn't one of those, like the second or the third one, have Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze in one of them?
Yeah, the Clooney one.
That's a point.
Yeah, those are bad. Those are bad.
I actually won tickets to that movie through a radio contest.
One, they were giving them away.
No, I won. It was legit.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get hate from this again. I like I don't mind watching any of the Batman movies, and like you said, the first one with Michael Keaton, I still consider it to be more of a kind of comedy, really, than an action kind of thriller, which I think is what they tried to do with the newer movies. They tried to make it a bit more adult and a bit more serious.
Well, they did take the Dark Knight series, so it has to be a darker, more sinister Batman.
Yeah, which is cool.
I still like some of the animated Batman series too, movies. Those were good as well.
Yeah, because Mark Hamill is the best Joker ever.
Yeah, I'm sad that didn't he retire from that, being Joker?
I think so.
what do you think about Heath Ledger as the Joker?
He played an
did a great
amazing
job, yeah.
Joker.
Yeah, it's sad that he died.
Favorite movie
It's
with
too
Heath
bad
Ledger?
the Olsen girls killed him.
Knight's Tale. Anybody
Yeah,
seen Knight's Tale?
I think
Yeah,
A
that
Knight's
was
Tale
good.
is what I would have said too.
I've also got a bit of a thing for that chick in it. Shit, I've forgotten her name.
Don't you have
What
a
about
thing for
what
all
about The
nice
Order?
chicks?
Has anyone seen The Order? That's a Heath Ledger movie. He plays a Catholic priest who fights demons.
It sounds
You know-
familiar.
Heath Ledger films, I think, in my mind, besides A Knight's Tale, they've all gotten flooded out by Batman and that film where he gets done in the butt by Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, okay.
Shannon
That's a-
Sossamon, or whatever her name is.
Brokeback Mountain is a beautiful movie. And it brings tears to the eyes. I don't care. I'll say it. Good movie. It's a damn good movie.
Why can't cowboys make love to each other? What's going on?
You got to stay warm somehow in top of the mountain, when you're surrounded by sheep.
You'll never look at John Wayne the same way again.
No, come on now.
It's bringing the American Western cowboy attitude a little interesting.
Actually, you know, that's a genre I kind of enjoy, the Western genre.
I grew up with John Wayne and Elvis Presley and Godzilla.
Godzilla. The Patriot. Mm-hmm.
Well, I've got a slight issue with Donut's suggestion of the Patriot, because in my opinion, this is all opinion based. There's a huge bias in all Mel Gibson-based films against the British and the UK. You look at The Patriot. You look at Braveheart. And, you know, like he portrays Braveheart as like this romantic, estranged, you know, lover who's lost his wife at the hands of the merciless English. He was just as cruel, if not more cruel, than the English when it came to, you know, how he treated people in terms of prisoners and stuff. He was brutal. So Mel Gibson's just kind of a fool. So yeah, I'm sure it's a good movie.
And in his current days, Mel Gibson's he's gotten pretty crazy.
But
Oh yeah.
the other issue I have with it is that, you know, a lot of people, you know, in the UK and in America now, kids, you know, they look at movies like Patriot, which is obviously based on, you know, a period in American history, and they look at it as fact when it's complete fiction to a degree. You know, I don't think it's being responsible to portray, you know, historical acts with that much inaccuracy, even if it does help sell movie tickets.
Shoot, man, I don't believe any history until I see it.
What, Bradley, in the book?
No, screw that type of history. If I'm not there, it never happened.
Oh, Bradley.
Some things may have, but I don't care. It doesn't involve me.
All the things happen.
If you're British or Jew, Mel Gibson hates you, basically.
It rhymes.
Now, Forrest just said something in the comments that I need to clarify on. Forrest, do you mean Avatar as in the one Shyamalan did, or Avatar as in Blue Alien Pocahontas?
I think he means the Blue Alien Pocahontas.
But was that like I can't remember what it was. Like, it reminded me of another movie where it was like some soldier and he like was taken in by Indians and stuff like that. Then he went back and then he went back.
Lost for
the Wolves or something like that.
Dances with Wolves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's pretty much what it is, except for blue aliens and weird hair sex.
What?
Nice. Another thing I probably shouldn't be saying here. Did anybody else, like, I mean, Avatar was a decent movie. I think it was seriously overhyped because of the first true Hollywood blockbuster 3D kind of thing going on.
I'm going to go with a douchey attitude about it. I'm just going to say it had nothing going for it except for the graphics.
Yeah, but
we don't have 3D where I live, so, I mean, I thought it was a beautiful film.
I didn't watch it in 3D,
for sure.
so I didn't really... Yeah.
Did anybody else, and this is probably going to sound really bad and dirty and pervy now, does anybody else have a weird attraction to this blue creature?
A little.
Yeah.
No.
It was kind of weird for me. I was like, yeah. I'd hit that Smurf.
Well, you can't really hit it. I don't think they have anything to hit. They can give you a blowjob. That's pretty much it.
I think the main thing is because, you know, a real guy playing one of them in the movie and there's some relation between the real guy and her kind of puts that in perspective with real life people not.
Everybody's going like, oh my god in the chat. You guys thought about it, and if you say you didn't, you're lying.
Well, some of them are females.
What does that have to do with anything, Evader? What are you saying?
You know, I think the thing I liked the most about Avatar was that it came to a good, hyped-up conclusion. Like, that final battle, that was fun. I like that.
Fun?
Yeah, it made me excited, you know?
Yeah,
I'm sitting there having a good time watching this film.
Yeah.
No one wants to be a walrus.
Is anyone looking forward to The Dark Knight Rises in a few
I
months?
am. I'm looking forward to the Spider-Man movie, too.
Yeah, I just saw a trailer for that. I don't know what to think about it.
I want to see it and hope for the best for it, because I like Spider-Man, I like Marvel and all that stuff. I just really hope that this one goes well. I'm not saying the other ones didn't. They were okay, but they weren't the best.
What if I put out there the Family Guy parodies of Star Wars?
Blue Harvest.
Those aren't movies.
Blue Harvest, something Dark Side. Well, they weren't really released.
Make me sad.
I love all Family Guy.
As far as a TV comedy goes, I think, yeah, I'd say it's a good show.
What about Aqua Teen Hunger Force, the movie?
I have not seen that.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
there's a point at TV comedy that I draw a line.
We're gonna bring Blue Harvest in this.
I just thought of an amazing movie that nobody's brought up yet, and I'm sure that you all love this. I'm sure you've all seen it like a dozen times. Because it has The Rock in it. Tooth Fairy.
What?
No.
No.
Oh my
No.
What?
You just took our 16 viewers and made them leave. Thanks.
What just happened?
What do you think of the Clint Eastwood movies?
Clint Eastwood is awesome. I'm gonna say
Clint
it.
Eastwood is a badass.
Not many people saw Clint Eastwood in Firefox, so that might have been one of his best movies that he actually played a role in directing. And that was with the U.S. Soldier going undercover into Russia to steal their developing fighter program and stole the plane and getting to the U.S. That was one of the really best movies, I'd say, from him.
I'm really not like I'm not saying I'm sure he's done more than just westerns, but like I just always associate him with westerns, and about the closest I get to westerns is Blazing Saddles with Billy Crystal.
Did you watch Gran Torino? That was a good movie.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was a good movie.
You must have seen Dirty Harry.
If I did, I'm going to say I haven't, because everybody says it's it's one of the classics, etc., and it doesn't stick out in my mind. So I'm going to say that I haven't seen it.
What about The Watchmen?
Watchmen?
It carries bad memories for me.
I like that bit where that owl guy was boning that chick in that floating owl. That was cool. She had nice boobs.
You know what it was? It's that it was marketed here as like a superhero movie, like Marvel and things. And I had no idea what the movie was going to be about before I had gotten there to watch it, and then I was thoroughly disappointed because it was not what I expected at all.
Too much blue penis for you?
It was just far too dark of a film.
Maybe you guys can explain this to me, and maybe it's an age thing, I don't know. But what is, like, when I was about 15, like, anime, like, first started kind of coming over, and I'm trying to think of the movie that I saw.
Akira?
Yes, Akira. And I thought, not really interested in it. And I don't understand the appeal from the youth, in inverted commas, of Japanese culture and anime. I don't get it.
Well, Dark Queen, answer the question.
I think it's because you live on the other side of the planet, Funky. Like, there's a huge influx of Asian culture where I live, so it feels natural.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I can understand that for, Hawaii, which is, Polynesian, isn't it? So, I just, like, I see a lot of, white people who clearly aren't Asian, who relate so deeply to this kind of Japanese media. I don't get it. I don't see the appeal personally.
I think it's a form of rebellion.
Like a goth.
Yeah, yeah, but just in a completely different way. They want to be Asians.
So what?
Now, are you saying they want to be Asian in the standard sense, where they want to accept the culture and the lifestyle? Or are you saying they want to be Asian like what they see in the animes, with people getting all big eyes and going, "Oh, bingo"?
Yeah, I think that. I think it's a bit of a it could be a bit of like a misunderstanding.
Oh, I don't know.
They think Asian culture is like what they see in these shows, when in reality it's really not. I've been there. It's not.
Well, I just like watching anime, like stuff like that, because of the artwork and everything they put into it. Like,
don't get me wrong. I'd love to go to Japan. I'd love to, I love the kind of history side of, their culture and stuff. But their culture's kind of messed up as well. Like, I mean, they said they have vending machines on street corners selling used children's underwear. That's messed up.
I don't
That
think
is messed up.
It's very strange. Phoenix made a good point a little while ago. She said she thinks anime is Japan projecting what Japan would like its culture to be. But that's not exactly what it is.
That's not their culture, Bradley.
What? Some of the movies I saw are very weird.
Oh, they live a hard-working lifestyle, Like, it's a very busy place, business.
Yeah, I understand. It's very businessy, very small. Everything's packed, and they're trying to go.
So
she just gave a speech. She stood up off the bed and gave a speech that none of you could hear. But she said that she feels that a lot of that Japan's a split country right now culturally. You've got the old way of everything's very proper and staunch and perfectionist, and then you've got this new emerging group of youth that's trying to really rebel away from traditional Japan.
And unfortunately, I think I prefer the former rather than the latter.
I do definitely.
I like both of them.
As a historian, I really prefer the old lifestyle.
I love the idea of, I may not have the terms here wrong, but visiting, going to Japan, visiting a Shinto shrine or something like that. That to me would be my ultimate holiday. But
I've done it. It's a lovely thing. You feel really out of place amongst a bunch of old Asian people.
Yeah, I'm sure. Would be cool, man.
But I did a project on the Shinto culture. I would like to visit that Gyozu, shrine, but I don't think I want to do it right now. Especially the last year or so with all the crap they've been through. They don't deserve it.
You visiting them?
No. What's going on in their nation?
They don't deserve
After all
it.
they've
They
been
visit.
Vader, you stay the fuck out Japan.
I'm kidding.
Well, you can all start saving now, and if we survive the apocalypse in December, we'll all go in the summer of 2013 and do a tour of religious shrines.
The apocalypse is being called off.
Oh,
really?
It's been postponed or called off completely?
No, it's just
I was
been
looking
called
forward
off
to it.
completely.
Oh, nice. What?
I was gonna have a day where I was gonna sit around on the couch and be like, "Yeah, today's the world's gonna end. No big
Who
deal."
called it off?
Some scientist guys, I think.
No, surely it was called off by God.
The asteroids union has gone on strike.
Okay. Anybody else want to add anything or any questions from you guys about movies or anything in the chat?
Matt Damon?
What about him, Bradley? Do you have a question?
I think Bradley just wanted to say Matt Damon.
I wanted to hear Vader say Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. Forrest, reflecting on his name, said Forrest Gump, and I've seen that movie about 15 times.
Yeah, I enjoyed that movie. That's a really good movie. Do I have anything to say about it?
Tom Hanks.
Not especially.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
I feel jaded on Tom Hanks. I mean, like I can't think of a bad movie he's done, but at the same time, he just does films that aren't my cup of tea all the time.
I instantly think of Big when I think of Tom Hanks.
Castaway.
I didn't like Castaway with what did he call his
Wilson.
Wilson, yeah.
I'm sorry, Wilson. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just think of Big and the Zoltar. What was it called? The Fortune-telling Machine, etc.
I think those Dan Brown movies have to be my favorite Tom Hanks films.
He's done a brilliant job in those.
Yeah, and I do like those films. I think there's two reasons I like it, because I like the kind of history aspect of it, because I'm really into that stuff.
And you like sticking one to the church.
Yes, yeah, I know, yeah. It is that. That is the truth.
I had a teacher, like, I don't know, when the movie Da Vinci Code came out, she said the Da Vinci Code was Antichrist and that you shouldn't believe in it, and it's Satan. And I'm like, yeah, no, don't think so.
Well, that's terrible, because teachers aren't supposed to teach you about religion unless they're religion teachers.
It was kind of...
It was a Catholic school, though, wasn't it, Vader?
Yes.
Oh, that makes perfect sense.
Yes.
Monthly beatings.
Although I like it for those reasons, I do take the content with a pinch of salt. I'm pretty sure there's some embellishment there on the facts.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of it's manipulated to be, an alternate reality. Yeah.
Yeah. Tom Hanks is cool. And, of course, he played Woody in Toy Story. You can't forget Woody.
Yeah, they're yelling about that in the comments.
Yeah. Let's not mention it at all.
Yeah. No one speak of Toy Story ever again. Actually, no, I really didn't like the first two Toy Stories.
Somebody brought up Pastafarianism in the thing. Yeah, we're not talking about religion this week.
Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
Yeah,
Oh, I love that one.
I've got some things I'd say on that, but best save for another stream, I think. Okay, guys. If you guys don't have any more questions, and if you guys don't want to say anything, I think we'll probably leave it there.
Yeah.
I think we're good.
We are going to speak next week about console gaming versus PC gaming and the various differences in terms of that. I just want to thank you guys for showing up and I hope you appreciate and had fun as much as we did, and I hope you maybe try to spread the word about our Oddpod.
Yeah, get us some views, guys. Get us some views and some subscribers and stuff.
Give me a call sometime.
Chubby wants to know what my favorite food is. That's kind of random.
Carrots?
Well, it depends. I consider carrots a snack. Whereas some people might have potato chips or a chocolate bar or something, I'll have carrots or an apple. I was eating an apple while we were streaming. I hope you guys didn't hear me.
No, we heard you.
Okay. Sorry. So, yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think about that one so we can talk about that again. But, yeah, thanks for being here, guys. And we'll see you same time next week.
Bye.
Take care.